Yeah, so the lower radiator is in really good shape. The gaskets, dude, they actually still have life to them. If you press on them, you can see that they have flex on them still. So it still holds the cold in, so that's nice. Now I was gonna show you this, the wood inside here, it's actually not rotted. Most of this shit's all rotted, and it's really, really in good shape. The metal in here also not all banged up. Sometimes they're beat to hell. Dude, it even has the freaking original stickers. So this thing was like definitely in some location. It wasn't really used too much, which is nuts. But it has a little light button here. So as soon as, oh sorry, here, as soon as it gets pressed in, the lights light up inside this this metal bar here. There's like a LED bar style thing in there, but obviously not LED. A light bar inside of there, and it lights up the inside of the bottles. So it looks really cool. Now down here we have the compressor. And the guy, I gotta wipe all this stuff down. It has a little jar that catches the little the condensation drip, I guess. And it's got a bunch of cool stuff, but it's not all rusted, dude. I'm telling you, the floor, it's just dirty as hell. All this stuff is usually rusted out. It's gone. It's just dirty as shit, but nothing we can't handle. You know how that works. So we can clean the hell out of this thing, and it'll look good. But the patina on this thing, dude, super sick. Door closes super smooth. It's not the hinges aren't all messed up. Oh, this thing's actually screwed right to the wood itself. So again, it's not rotted like they usually are. They usually are rotted. You got to change all that wood out, and that's a pain in the ass too. So there's that. This guy closes real freaking nice. You lock this guy, lock it up. You throw 10 cents into this fella, and you can buy a pop. So I ordered some bottles. I don't have any now, and this thing even has a nice spring to it. Kind of closes itself. Also has good rubber gaskets, and I found that you can actually buy all these parts. Every part on this guy is completely purchasable, if that's a word. Can be purchased through a catalog, which is pretty neat, man. All sides are really nice, and this guy here, you can see that it says have a Coke on one side, a little graphic on there. This guy has some graphics on here. The chrome little trim on there is in really good shape. And overall, dude, cool machine. I'm gonna buff the crap out of this thing to get some shine out of it. The paint's a little dull, but it's not that it's worn. It's just dull from just being in places. It's just dusty and nasty still. So we're gonna be messing with this thing. I'm gonna take this thing off and give it a good polish. I think it's aluminum or galvanized steel. I don't know. I think it's aluminum, dude. But I'm gonna take that off and just shine it up. I was super happy that the chrome on this wasn't pitted. So they used to use some really good chrome on this guy, man. Look at this. It's not pitted at all. Not rusty, not pitted. It's a little scraped up from people sticking quarters in there. Dimes in there, sorry. And this is still in good shape. The sticker's usually gone. And all the ones I see, they're always messed up. And they were all made in Kansas City. And I actually picked it up in freaking Kansas, which is awesome. Wichita, Kansas is where I grabbed it from. This hole here is actually so you can stick your bottle caps in there. And this is where you pop off your bottle cap, dude. You pop it and it just drops straight down. So that is so badass. I got a little key here. I'm gonna pop this guy open. I'm gonna show you how we pop this front open, which is freaking nuts. So put the key in, you grab this guy, and we literally flip it back to the left, so it'll make it through that hole when I open it up. Because that thing doesn't move. And we pop this guy open. It has a freaking coin mech in there. It's where the dimes get caught, and all the bottle caps get caught in there. There's some in there now. So you can see that, man. So that's pretty cool. Oh, turn the light on. Oh man, I should have turned the damn light on, dude. So yeah, so there's some. You can put whatever bottles you want in this guy. So that's cool. And yeah, just a cool system, man. Just a regular coin mech. I can actually buy these guys. They're not the ones we use for the arcades. They're a little different, but definitely really simple system. So it's pretty neat. And it's still painted. Oh, it's still painted inside, not rusted out like these. Again, they usually are rusted as hell. So this thing really lasted a long time. It must have been in a really good spot, man, because usually, again, they get really beat up. And it's just really awesome to see this guy in kick-ass shape. But yeah, now I could show you this guy. So the inside of this guy, none of it's all rusted up. It just needs to get cleaned up. Maybe give it a little steel wool, clean up the little freaking galvanized steel. And overall, even its oldness kind of gives it some coolness to it. Cool factor to it. But the color still has a little shine. This looks like it was it's not that it's worn. It looks like they painted this. This is like, I don't know if it's original. It looks original, but there's guys that refurbish these guys and they redo the whole thing. Like you were saying, I guess your buddy's a refurbished guy. So yeah, so it'd be kind of cool, man, to get this guy refurbished. It'd be sick. This is the 110 model, the Vendo 110, and I'd like to get the Vendo V80, and that would be the baddest ass machine. Those are so badass. This one's kick ass. This is like the next step down from the 80, and but it's just a kick ass machine overall. I like the width of it. You could fit more bottles in it than the other guy. The other guy, you can't. I think this one fits like 80 bottles, and the other one not so much. I think it's not as many. So this is really cool. The little lock, pop it, it comes up, and you literally pop it open like an old school 50s fridge. So I guess that's what they had in mind. And again, the interior, man, super awesome, super clean. Again, for its age, and the wood, man, it's all in really good shape. So this may have been redone at some time, but the wood looks pretty damn old. I mean, it looks pretty old, man. It looks like they sealed it or lacquered it at one time. They had to be, otherwise it would have rotted out, man. But yeah, it's a cool looking machine, dude. I gotta clean the crap out of that freaking motor. And it has a blue hint of color to the motor, and it has a little starter down there. So all that stuff's a little newer. They did put a fan shroud on this guy to kind of keep the radiator cooler. A radiator system, I guess. Yeah, cooler, I guess. It's supposed to warm up. And I just got to clean the crap out of the back, the bottom, and just kind of work around it. So I'm going to have to put this thing, take it outside and give it a little power washing, and then put a blower on this guy to let this thing dry right, and just cover up all the electronics and stuff and just clean the shit out of it. Brush it with some soap and water and just give it a good cleanup, man. But it's totally worthy of it, and it's super badass. Definitely a hell of a score. And very cool, man. This thing's so weird. So you have these guys. I'm just noticing these guys here, and I'm wondering what the hell this is actually for. I don't know if it holds the bottles or it brings the bottles. I don't know what the hell this thing does. But when I find out, I'll let you know. But yeah, man. So you get the largest bottles we could put in here are 12-ounce bottles. Yeah, shit, they're 12-ounce bottles. 355 milliliter. I think it says 12 ounce somewhere in this bitch. Somewhere on here. Anyway, it's a 12-ounce bottle. So they fit inside this guy. I'm going to make a video on YouTube. I'll put it up and I'll send it to you, man, so you get a full view of how this thing works. Make a better video. So they get locked in there. And when you put the 15 cents in and drop the lever that we were messing with, it releases this lock. But what's funny is that when you pull this, it unlocks only this lock. Any lock, any bottle that you pull on, it releases it. But what's funny is when you pull it, it locks all the other ones up and only releases this one. So you can't take two at a time. You got to take one at a time, which would obviously defeat the purpose of having locks. Because if you have enough kids, you take about 5 kids, you can take all the pops out in one hit, all the pops in one line. But they have the safety feature on there, so they can only take one at a time. So it's kind of funny. It's cool that that's all in place and it actually works. It's a little mechanical setup they have back here, and it's all connected, dude. It's freaking cool, and it's super simple. I mean, it's simple. Whoever thought it up was badass for thinking of it. But it's super simple. It's very simple. But yeah, these little locks, man. So cool stuff. And yeah, we could actually change out gaskets, parts, these handles. I noticed this little handle has a little bit of rust on it. We could buff it out, clean it up, throw a little bit of rust remover stuff on it, and then this is the only thing that's kind of pitted. I would like to change it out, I guess, but really don't have to unless you're going to completely restore it. But I think it's cool like this, only because it's been somewhere. It looks like it's been somewhere. It's been around, man. It's definitely been used and abused at one time or another. So it's one of the things I think was pretty cool. So this is one of the biggest eye catchers. I seen that I didn't realize how many different style Coke machines there are until I started looking into them several years back. And I found that these guys, what they have is that there's different levels, different styles. These guys themselves are just, these are the vendor machines. But there's others that only have a hole where you pop the cap, and that's pretty much it. Just a little cap, a little hole right here in the middle. It's a big old hole in the middle. There's no mechanism, and it's just up against this wall, actually. A little big old hole right where this guy's at. And what that was for is that this pretty much just served as a cooler, and people would just go in, grab their soda. They were all unlocked. They'd grab their soda and take off, and they'd go pay it at the front. So that's what I found out. The reason why some of these don't have coin mechs, is that they were used pretty much as just a cooler. They look cool, and it'd bring people to them, draw people to them. And they did a damn good job, because we're still paying top dollar for these guys today. So yeah, man, so they're pretty awesome. Anyways, yeah, I wanted to share this thing with you, and just to kind of take it all in, man. It's pretty neat. And I love that they have a little chrome strip down below. That's pretty badass. And this bottom part did get a little worn over time. It's got a lot of wear there, man. It's just from people rubbing their feet on there, I guess. And again, it had a little water fountain here on the side, this guy said. So they repainted this little section. There was a water fountain here on the side that you could, the kids and adults, I'm sure, would use. They'd drink water out of this little water fountain that was connected to this guy. And in case you couldn't afford a soda, you could at least drink some water. So there was that. So that's what was cool about this machine. And that was all hooked up into the system. So it was cooling the water that was coming out of there. And sometimes it was just regular tap water coming out from the building. So that's kind of neat. But cool little options, and it's just a cool machine overall. I'm just super happy, man. We got a great price on this guy, and I'm just excited to have this guy as part of our shop. It's one of those things you just do not get rid of, because it's just too damn cool, but you never know, you know. So anyway, yeah, wanted to share it with you. I'm glad you got to watch this video, and take care of yourself, brother. Good. I'm glad you kind of share the enthusiasm sometimes with this stuff, so that's pretty awesome.